Welcome to the court. This is Acker at Basketball.
Hello, welcome to a special episode of the Acker at Basketball podcast. You're here with your number one father-son duo when it comes to anything ASUN men's college basketball. But Dad, we're not alone today.
No, we are not.
Nope, we are joined by a man who was a 5-year player at Florida Gulf Coast, also led the entire conference in blocks during the 2020-2021 season. Along with that, he was a member of the 2024 Final Four dunk contest. He's got a link tree where you can check out all of his stuff. We'll leave a link for that down in the description. Definitely make sure you go support him, Mr. Dakota Rivers. Dakota, thanks for coming on and joining us today.
Oh, what's up? Appreciate you guys for having me, for real.
Absolutely, man. We're excited to learn a little bit more about you. So let's start off in your youth here, because you mentioned on other platforms that Prime Russ was your favorite player growing up, and you tried to model his game after him a little bit. So kind of when it comes to that, when did you realize that you had to, and like at what age did you realize you had to switch over and not model your game after him anymore?
Immediately. I had a growth spurt like from 7th to 8th grade, and I went from 5'9" to 6'3" like in the summer, and like my whole life changed. I went from like wanting to become a point guard to like wanting to become LeBron, and then I just knew that nobody on this earth is LeBron, so I was like, I gotta have more realistic goals. But I started training more just to like become more athletic, because I was growing, so I needed to play bigger than what I was. So I was very slim, and I knew I was able to be like more versatile and play more minutes because I wasn't like solely in the paint. I can like guard 1 through 5, and I knew that I had to stop being just a point guard driven person, like almost like immediately, because like my dad, I outgrew my dad at the age of 12, and my whole life changed from there. And so I had to learn very quickly that I was not going to be a point guard, and I had to train to become more of a forward, especially in high school, because there's no one in a public school that's like taller than like 6'2". So like me being the standout height person, I guess like I was more forced to play in the paint, but they gave me the key, so I was able to do basically like anything from the perimeter to the post. So I was very excited to have a good coaching staff that allowed me to, expand my game.
Absolutely. Well, I can relate to that. In freshman year, I went from 5 foot tall to 5'10", so I had to adjust to
That's insane.
Yeah, it was crazy. So I mean, I understand that kind of change that has to evolve there. But so you did model your game after Russ when you were younger, or you were planning to. So how do you think that helped you once you finally had to make that transition to becoming a big?
Well, when I was younger, I was really like, I wanted to dunk so bad. And this is me being like 5'9", and I was doing all these like vertical jumping things. Like at home, I would get like, we had like this machine where like you could hook like your waist to, it's like a Vertimax, I think. Yeah, and like you just jump. There's a bunch of resistance. We had this back in high school and middle school actually. And we used to do this all the time. And then I had a growth spurt, so dunking became actually much easier. And then I thought I was gonna stop growing. Like I had a really like crazy growth spurt like really early. So I thought I was gonna stop growing at 6'3", but I ended up growing another 5 inches. So that was crazy. And I wanted to model Russ because he's so athletic. And like that's something that everybody wants on a team. Just someone that can jump out the gym and be more than just like a pass first player, but someone that can get rebounds, score at will, and make tall people look small because he's jumping over everybody. So I think that's something that I always wanted to bring to the table. And now that I'm basically like almost like the tallest person on any team I'm on, I'm at like an advantage because like now I have like a 40-something inch vert, but I'm like this tall. So I was training to be like a 40-inch 6-foot player, but now I have a 40-inch 6'7" player, which is crazy. So I think just training, just with the expectations that you're gonna, with like low expectations, because like I never trained to think I was gonna be 6'8". I always trained to think I was gonna be like at max 6'2", because both my parents are 5'9". So I never thought I was gonna be, it was crazy. So I didn't, so I never really like had the expectations I was gonna be like more like taller than a point guard or anything. So yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, that's really, and so you said 40 something. I know at one point it was 42. Or do you know the exact number, what the vert is right now?
Okay, so I just work with a brand gave me this machine so I can like practice like my vertical jump and like track like all my my vertical jumping and stuff. I have 43.75.
Nice, man.
So that's like a running start in jumping. I have no idea. I haven't tried that yet.
Well, let us know what it ends up being when you do. I'm sure you'll post some content about it though.
I'm
some great content.
I'm definitely gonna brag about it. I need to let people know. Like, don't forget. I will dunk on you. You catch you slipping.
I think I'm like 4.3 inches right now. Good for me these days. Let's fast forward into more of your college career here. You spent 5 years at Florida Gulf Coast and went through a coaching change there, Michael Fly to Pat Chambers. How did the program there evolve between those two coaches? Their time.
Oh, well, I would say the first obvious change is we went from FGCU to more of a Penn State style because he was coaching at Penn State. So all of our last names gone off our jerseys. Like we didn't have it was more of just like we're just a team. We're just FGCU. And I think that's what that was like the goal. But yeah, I think that was like the quickest change was like, just like we're, instead of playing individually, we are now team basketball. Gotcha. And that's something that you don't really see in a lot of programs. And you can see he really brought his Penn State knowledge down to FGCU. So,
gotcha. And there was some mistrust there at times, I guess, between you and the staffs, but you stayed there. Could you talk a little bit about that? Yeah,
I would say the biggest problem, I would say it would just be like a lack of trust, like on both ends. Like there was probably just like I said, like huge miscommunication buffs, like me thinking that this would work and they think this would work. And I feel like we never got that conversation to like talk about those things. But at that point, it was kind of just too late. Like, and I think at that point, some people already have their minds made up on what they're going to do. But when I signed that paper in high school, I said, I'm signing a 4-year commitment, maybe 5-year. I didn't know it was going to be a 5th year with COVID, but I'm not an unloyal person. I'm going to stick it out. And whatever I got to do to earn those minutes, I'm going to be there. Even if I don't play, I don't believe in like getting on a ship and going to another program because I just feel like that's not what I signed up for. I signed up for a 4-year commitment, and I feel like I'm like that all my life. Like I sign up for things and I just commit to it. And things obviously didn't work out in my favor in college, but I'm blessed to have the opportunity to go out there and at least showcase what I'm capable of doing to get to the point where I'm at right now. So.
Right. Where do you get drive to be successful and to see things through? Where do you feel like that comes from for you?
My dad. My dad is he's like my superhero. Like he's gone through so many things. Him being part of the military, SWAT, police department, getting injured multiple times. Him just actually going through an intense illness and actually beating it. He is someone that like just always teaches me like you can't give up, because like there's always gonna be someone telling me that you can't do this, you can't do that, and if you're just gonna prove them right every time, then you have really nothing to show for at the end of the day. But actually recently I've learned that I feel like your life is actually gonna get better when you stop trying to prove people wrong and just start proving yourself right. So just continue to move every day and knowing that you can look at yourself every single day and be like, I got better. I think that's the most important thing that you can do. So,
right.
That's fantastic. Well, it sounds like he showed you that, and I'm sure it goes both ways as well.
Oh yeah.
In your environment, back to your father.
A little relatable for you.
This is why I think it's so awesome, because I like how you guys are doing this podcast, and I'm like, my dad's like my best friend. Like I could do something with that with my dad. That'd be so cool. So.
That's right. Hey, you're already creating content, man. You never know once.
Hey, man, my dad, he's not with the technology though. He don't.
Well, I've had to teach him a lot too. So I'll let you know how that process goes afterwards. But also, congratulations to your father on beating that, because that's awesome that he was able to overcome that disease that he was fighting.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So let's talk a little bit about the content side of things, because you played at FGCU with a guy who currently is also creating content and posting it a little bit. So I noticed you created stuff first from what I found, but who really inspired who when it came to that?
So, okay. I don't think I've ever talked about this, by the way. So I started making content at FGCU like early 2020, like right before COVID happened.
Oh, wow.
And TikTok was like a brand new thing. And I started making content. I think by the time Brandon got on campus, I think he had 2,000 followers. And he was just like posting things like from like when he was at LaSalle, because he had came from LaSalle. And me, him, and who else? Me, him, and Blaze Vespi. He's just trying to do. We all used to hang out, and I was just making content. Like I was just doing everything that I just regularly do. Like I just made content, and he just happened to be in one of my videos. And like for some reason, he got a lot of comments on this video that involved him, and I think it was like probably like boys fanboying him. And I was like, they're like, oh, bro, look at him. He looks like Bieber, like Justin Bieber. And he's like, yo, like he got like this drive to like want to do more. And so like every day he would ask me like, what should I do? Because at first he was only making day in the life content. Like he'll make day in the life content every single day. And that was literally because I used to make day in the life content every single day. So he was like, I feel like you are what you hang around with. So me and him were hanging out all the time. Me, Blaze was also doing day in the life content. And at the time he would just ask me, he's like, how do you even get more followers? And I was like, dude, you just have to like post like frequently. Yeah. And like, I didn't even post frequently. So like, that was something I needed to work on. But he took that and like, just like ran with it. Like 1 month he had like 2,000 followers. The next month he had 8,000. And then I think like the following month he already had more followers than me. And like, I was like, dude, you are killing it. And the thing for me with him, a lot of people were like, oh, like someone asked me if I was like mad about it. He's like, oh, like, I'm not mad. I'm like, I told him to do this. Like, I'm like, yo, I'm actually happy for him. And I try to talk to him like pretty often, but he's always busy. He's like Mr. Hollywood now. So like, I don't even blame him. He's probably got his phone ringing every minute of the day. So I'm like, you know what? I'm happy for him. And that's something that he always wanted. And I'm happy that he was able to get that for sure. So
great.
That's awesome. Hey, creators supporting creators. That's what we're all about here too. I'm glad to see you got that same mindset.
Or teammates supporting teammates.
That's sure.
Yeah, we were literally in the locker room one time, and he was just like, Dakota. And well, my nickname was DR because my initials. He's like, yo, DR, like, look at this video I just made. It just got like 10,000 views. I'm like, bro, you gotta keep going. Like, you have to keep going. Yeah. And so he would just make day in the life videos like every single day. And then it was to a point where like he just stopped doing that and like started following trends. And then the first video he ever made that was like outside of that trend was like him like not playing any minutes. And then no, actually he made a trend video about like him like being like, oh, when your crush comes to the game. And then like that video started him not playing any minutes. So because somebody was like, you don't play any minutes. No one, your crush was out of the game or something like that. And so then the guy like made it like he attached like his video to his video, being like, this guy's lying. His girl don't be going to the game because he hasn't scored or like got any minutes. And then Brandon took that and just ran with it. He was like, bet, play. Right, I don't play. And it like literally since then and like till now, that's all he like talks about because that's his brand. And I think that's awesome. I was like, bro, if I wasn't playing and someone like clowned me like that, that's the best way to go about it, is just make it look like they just came up with a genius idea for your brand. Like I would be thanking that guy so much for like just elevating my content to a whole nother level. So, but like Brandon's incredible. I think he's a great guy. And he just continues to just wow me. Cause first of all, I didn't think he was gonna score. So for him to score 6 points, I'm like, dude, this is awesome. And I'm just so blessed that he even got the opportunity to do that because I've seen what he's went through. Like in practice, we're practicing really hard. He's a great dude. He's had some tough injuries too that kept him from playing. That actually one of the injuries was because of me. I actually hurt by accident like 2 years ago.
What'd you do? What'd you do?
Walkthrough. Yeah, we're going through walkthrough, and he like goes like he's like trying to box me out, but he's hooking me. So I'm trying to get him off me, and I swung him by accident. Okay, first of all, I didn't know Brandon was so light. I didn't know I could swing him that easily. So I swung him to just get him off me. His head hit straight on the ground. Was out for like 2 weeks with a concussion. Oh no! And the game that we had that we were walking through was like a Division II school or something like that. Like we were gonna win. He was gonna go in and play.
Right.
didn't got an opportunity. We won by like 30 something, and he just never got the opportunity to play. I felt so bad. And yeah.
Hey, that's because it was meant to. God had a plan. It was meant to happen.
That's what I'm saying. You were supposed to get hurt. I was like, Brandon, you're supposed to get hurt because I'm not gonna be able to hurt you when you do score. So this is literally in your hands if you don't score, bro.
Absolutely. Well, he accomplished it. He beat the road to 1. Did you send him a message at all about it or anything?
Honestly, I told him I could cry for him. I was so happy.
There you go.
That's all I texted him. And it's public. I didn't text him personally. I texted him like on his phone because I feel like there was no point in texting him. I was like, he's not gonna see this. Right. So I'm gonna make the platform that he's gonna be on. I'm like, you're gonna see this through a post. And that's the only way he like ever sees like what I say to him. So
there you go. Well, at least that message.
But it's like no hard feelings. I don't be like getting bitter if he doesn't like reply to me. I'm like, okay, this is what he does. He's busy.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I'm learning myself. It becomes a lot to really handle all at once.
Yeah,
exactly.
So I was watching your video when you have the weighted vest on. I don't want to give too much away because I want to encourage people to go watch that. But
by the way, if you ever think about doing that, don't. It's the experiences ever.
I saw a comment. They said you definitely showered. Did you actually shower or did you wear it?
No. I literally used body spray the whole time. I had to go to the store the day prior to buy some, and then that spray ran out. I just kept using it. Right. And then it smelled so potent. And then to the point when it ran out, I had to like dig through like my girlfriend's like stuff to get like women's deodorant. So it was so bad. I'm not doing that again. I'm never doing it again. I mean, I might, but I'm not doing that again.
Does women's deodorant smell better?
Yeah, I smell like roses and whatnot. I was like, you know what, that's good. I don't care. I might have to use this again.
Absolutely. That's funny. But so I want to bring this onto her because she had no clue what red velvet ice cream was apparently, or it didn't seem like it. And
bro, I was so upset. I was like, look, you're not tapped in. You just have no idea. Because I was like, she's like, it doesn't exist. I'm like, it does exist. Like, first of all, they make ice cream out of like pistachios. You're telling me like red velvet doesn't exist? So I'm like, all right, if you think pistachios exist and red velvet doesn't, like, just stop talking to me.
Exactly, dude. It's my personal favorite too. I get it. It's fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. She's crazy for the mint chocolate chip, by the way. But you know, to each their own. Also, mint's meant for putting in your mouth and make your mouth feel better, not for you to eat.
I guess, but like, still, we're not gonna give her too much credit because if she sees this interview and she's like, "Oh, you have mint chocolate chip," she's gonna light me up.
all right. I'll let it slide.
Yeah. We can't give her too much credit.
All right. Fair.
So speaking of ice cream, let's talk a little bit about recovery. You talk a lot about how recovery is so important. Can you give us like your top 5 most important recovery things that you do after exercise?
Not in order. I can't really think about like orders right now, but I will say for sure I have these recovery boots, and they inflate. They're like these leg boots. Oh, bruh. I use those at least once or twice a day. I think a very underrated recovery method, honestly, is some people may not like it. I personally just I like stretching. People don't like to stretch after they like work out and stuff like that, but I have a whole day dedicated to just like almost like straining my hips, kind of like trying to push myself to like becoming a more like flexible space in my life. But stretching is, oh my God, it's incredible. I think, but people think stretching is like not just like regular stretching, not like touching your toes and stuff like that, but like getting like one of those flex bands and like pushing your muscles. But I recommend that if you're gonna stretch, take a really warm bath so you get your body warm first, then stretch. That's what I like to do. 3, I'm more of like like I said, I don't like cold tubs. But if I had to like get like back to tip top shape, I'll do like a quick 5 to 10 minutes. People like to go all the way down their neck. I don't know. I'm not doing that. Number 4, honestly, just drinking a lot of water. Just make sure your body's detoxed. A lot of people take that for granted because when you're working out, you're sweating out so much, and like your body needs that sweat, but you also need to replenish your body with water and the right nutrients to keep your body going. So I think water, just drinking like a bunch of water, is definitely beneficial. People don't really take that serious. People like only drink like 32 ounces of water. Scientifically, if you're like, let's say 200 pounds, you're supposed to be drinking at least 100 ounces of water.
Right.
So it's whatever your weight is divided by 2. So I drink at least a gallon of water a day. And then honestly, my last one, I would just say like sleep. Like there'll be days where like I like wake up at like 4:35 in the morning just to work out so I can get it done by like noon. And the days I don't work out, I just wake up around like 8 because I just feel like extra like 2-3 hours of sleep can like change your life. And like I think I hate it now because like I'm getting to that point where like I feel like my back's glued to the bed so I can't get up. Like I'm just like, oh my gosh, because like my workouts are so hard. But I'm doing the same workouts I was doing when I was like 19 when my body was younger. But now I'm like almost 25 and I feel like people say it's like your prime, but like you definitely feel like you're getting older. You know what I mean? Like just because you've been doing it consistently every day, like, you know what I mean? And but I think the most important thing is to actually have like a proper rest day and like actually taking like a proper day off to hydrate, to stretch, because people really would see more progress in their results if they actually let their bodies recover properly.
Yeah, exactly. Especially the rest. I think that's a great point to make. How would you, for people who maybe even don't work out hard, or even don't work out at all, do you have any thoughts on how to get someone to start working with recovery types of stuff, the stretching, and everything you just talked about?
I would say start very, very slow, because if that's something you're like doing like for the first time, as athletes, we are just throwing into like this intense program. Like Mondays you're running, Tuesdays you're pushing, and Wednesdays you're pulling, and it's like, but people don't understand, like as athletes, we were just kind of thrown into that. Like we weren't really like gradually building into that. So I think if someone that's just starting, do not just like if I post a video and be like, this is what I do like a quarter of that. Like, or even half at the most. Like, don't just throw yourself into like this like little like hell because you want to look like a certain thing in like 30 days. Scientifically, you're not going to get there in 30 days. But if you're really consistent in 30 days, you'll see a lot of results. And I think the problem is people want quick results, and that's just not going to happen. So for anyone that's wanting to start, I would say, 1, start with the water. Start with things that you can control, right? Drinking enough water, stretching, like pushing yourself to stretching positions. Going on walks are very important. Finding like 2 or 3 upper body and lower body workouts that you can do that you know you can do, and just doing that for maybe like 2 to 3 weeks. Then you gradually add like another workout that's kind of more intermediate to advanced to try to push yourself. But to start going on a walk, start like drinking plenty of water, start stretching, just moving a lot more, because your body actually decreases the aging. Like you don't age as fast when you're moving. Like the more you move, the more your body's actually becoming more youthful, and actually like it actually helps. And like me and my girlfriend, we walk every single day, and we've seen a lot of benefits. We go to like hot works, and it's like a little sauna thing. So we stretch, we work out, we do all these things, and I've seen a lot of benefits. Like not just like for like basketball, but just like my everyday life. Like literally getting like things on the bottom shelf in the kitchen, like grabbing like pots and pans, like, or me just like moving and cleaning the house. Like you just start seeing a lot of differences like in your body, and like honestly your mental's a lot better too. You're getting a lot better sleep. Your focus is a lot better. Like you just start seeing a lot more like benefits with like moving, because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to be sore, I don't want to be this, but like really like the only time you're gonna be sore is like that first week, and then if you just keep doing it every day, you're not gonna feel that soreness anymore. And people always talk about, oh, sore. If you're not sore, no pain, no gain. Like, shut up. Like, like that's fake. Like, that's literally fake. You're just hurting yourself. You don't want to hurt yourself. Like, I hate that. Like, I felt sore maybe like 3 weeks out of the 52 weeks this year, wow. And I feel great. And I feel like I've been steadily increasing like my health, and like everything around me has been I feel so much better. I feel like I've been getting way more sleep, and yeah. So.
That's
Very cool.
awesome. That's
Very nice.
I gotta start. I was already planning on going to the gym right after this, but you just convinced me that I have to go. I've been planning on going forever now, and yeah, you 100.
You gotta go, bro. You're slacking.
Exactly. You're not wrong. You're not.
Yeah.
I know this. I used to be. I was a club athlete, but I was a college athlete myself. I used to work out every day. I gained 20 pounds in one summer one time because I was working out so much.
It's insane. It's insane actually how competitive the club is. Because I wanted to do club flag football after the season ended at FGCU, and they wouldn't let me. I don't know why, but they just wouldn't let me. I think they thought like some of the kids there were actually like gonna hurt me. They were not playing. They were not playing. But I was like, this is intense. I like off season like cardios and like things I can do differently, like help me with my game and stuff. And I think it was really gonna help me with my agility and just like my wind and stuff. So yeah, dude, I give you a lot of props for doing it.
Appreciate it. So let's move into your props now, because last year we still got a career that we got to play out here. Last year you were playing for the Texas Legends, currently unrostered, but what avenues are you kind of seeking out to get yourself back onto a professional roster?
Honestly, I think the thing is like it's really not even in my hands. I just continue to pray every day and just hope like good opportunities happen. Because now like when you're in the NBA and like in that association, it's just politics. Like you really just have to be in the right place at the right time and just hope like the right opportunity lands in your hands and just having a good positive attitude. I think I learned that from just like my last experience with like the Texas Legends. Like I barely played. I had a good attitude and I got waived twice, but the last time I got called back on, they gave me enough minutes for me to even perform at a high level. So I was able to like do a lot with my time there because I just had a good attitude. So I think just having that outlook in life, you'll have great opportunities just moving forward. So
yeah, and it led to your first professional double as well on that second opportunity. Congratulations.
It sure did. I was so happy about that. Just like coming from like literally nothing. I had like nothing, and like literally less than a year later, I was on like the second biggest stage in the world playing the NBA G League. So
that's awesome. Well, I hope you get back there, man. But you as a coach kind of have a question for him when it comes to his mental.
Yeah, exactly. You've made a quote: "If we lose, we all lose. If we win, we'll all get more opportunities." It sounds like coach talk to me. Is that something you might see yourself doing down the road?
No, no, because I give you a lot of props for being a coach, because me mentally, picking who to play and dealing with the after talk with parents and people that just think that they deserve to play more than this person, I would be too cutthroat. I think I would hurt a lot of feelings. And I think the thing is, in this generation, we're too soft. I think people need to understand, like, if you're just not good or better than someone else, you can't expect to play more. Or if you've constantly not shown me enough in practice, I don't expect you for that to just magically happen in a game.
Right.
That's not how it works. And I think that's something I really had to learn, just with like playing in the NBA G League, playing Division I basketball, I'm a 4-year varsity guy, like, and being a starter all 4 years. Like it's hard to understand why people go to like their parents to like, I guess, I'm not gonna say the word, but be and complain to like their parents. I just don't understand. I think nowadays we just need to bring I don't know. We need to bring a lot more like realness back. I think we're just too fake. Yeah. We're trying to like circle around the answer. Like, oh, well, maybe Billy will play next game. But bro, Billy's not gonna play next game. We need to just be honest. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of parents just want to be like, I don't know, tucked in their bed and giving like a nice sob story, and like, but it's like it's not how it is. Especially after like middle school, it's a business. You want to keep your job. Like the coaches want to keep their job. They need to win games. They need to get they want to go to play college. They want to be a college coach. They want to be a professional coach. Like you keep playing mediocre talent, they're never going to get to the point in their career. So it's like, it plays hand in hand. Like you want your kid to go to college, but like he hasn't shown you what it took. So why am I going to go out there and play someone that doesn't deserve it?
Yep, yeah, exactly. In coaching for me, communication was so important. Every kid thinks sees the world in a different perspective. So understanding their perspective is important. But as a coach, you still have to project back this is how I see it, to your point, why I'm playing you more or less, or in a certain role where you want to be in a different role. You got to be honest and be able to accept that honesty back again and apply it. That's huge. That's where
it's so important to be very, very, very transparent, because you give people the wrong information, they're gonna, and that's what I went through in college. Like, coach was a coach. I'm not gonna name anybody, but forget it. Both my coaches, they are both giving me all these like promises that they're gonna play me and do all these things, and they couldn't keep them because they already made promises to other people.
Right.
And then person, if you keep all these promises and you can't keep them, you're probably gonna get fired. You're probably gonna let go. You're probably gonna disappoint a lot of people. And I'm unfortunately, I got the bad end of the stick and not playing and not getting opportunity. But at the end of the day, if you deserve to play at the highest level, they will find you. They will find you. And that's why I had no opportunities leaving FGCU. They found me. They gave me opportunity at the second biggest stage in the world. And I was able to make the most of it. I think the problem is people are so scared to give people opportunities too, that they'll never know like what they have to offer. But and like me, I was the first one in practice, damn near the last one to leave. We had a couple people in there that was spending the night in there. I was like, I gotta go back to my room. But I mean, like, I'm talking about hours and hours of work, and it feels like it was just wasted because someone wouldn't give me the opportunity. Right. But to be able to get back on my feet and get to that next level, I think it was just more of like I told you so. But then I realized I did all of it just to prove someone wrong. But then I needed to understand if I flipped it the other way around and just did it for myself, I was so much happier actually, because I was able to get to that point in my life and just to be ultimately blessed that I did something that even I thought I couldn't do after I got out of college. Not because what they thought I couldn't do, but I was just thankful to see me the opportunity, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's awesome. Very great.
And you used it right there. You keep using the word blessed to describe things, which I heavily always attribute to a relationship with God. What has God done in your life that has you so committed to him here?
Yeah. Where do I start? I mean, since I was born, you know, like, I mean, you know, there's some kids that don't even get opportunity to live, miscarriages and people dying when they're born. And it's like, I was a healthy kid when I was first born, you know, like, I mean, God has blessed all of us that are here walking, talking, you know, be able to move on their own. Like, I mean, it's literally since birth, like I've been truly blessed. And like, I think everything that I do in my life, I pray first before I do anything. I don't give anyone else credit first for God. Yes, I'm doing it. I'm physically doing it, but without God, I wouldn't be doing it. You know what I mean? So I mean, even like, I feel like this whole like, life is just so crazy because you really think it's over for you at one point. Like you really do, but like, I just continue to like, just keep praying and keep working while I'm praying. And faith without works is completely dead. You can't just sit there and pray and do absolutely nothing about it. That's what people have the problem with doing. And they continue to pray. They don't move. They think prayer is like almost like superficial, and they think just great things are gonna happen. No, prayer is a real act. You have to work with your prayer, and good things happen. And I think when you do good things happen to you because you're a good person. And just continue to live your life like that. I think that's a true blessing to just be raised in that way too. Because my parents raised me, and I was actually raised Seventh-day Adventist, and then I transitioned to Christian when I got to college. But like I said, like I'm so blessed, and I'm just so thankful to get the opportunity to just try to be able to motivate other people that feel like it's over, because it really isn't. Like it's only over when you think it's over. You know what I mean? So
I do. I'll tell you more after the interview about why I know more about what you mean. But yeah, definitely. So that kind of concludes everything for us here. I want to give you some time. Tell the people what you got going on. Let us know where they can find you.
Oh man, what's up, y'all? It's Dakota. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok's, you know, being a little weird because they want to shut down then come back up. So y'all not gonna see me on TikTok. I don't know what they got going on over there. But I'm super thankful to be able to talk on this podcast. Man, there's some great people. You guys can find me in Orlando. You might see me at the local gym. You might see me at the grocery store. You might see me just walking across the street with my dog. You might see me with my girlfriend. I'm super blessed. Working out every day, waiting for my next opportunity. And I am just thankful for another 24/7, you know? And I'm just happy. I'm happy.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Dakota, again for coming on. Reminder, he's got a link tree that we're going to leave down in the description so you can go check out all of his content. Thank you again for joining us here at Acker at Basketball, and stay blessed.
Yes, sir.